Okay guys, mga kababayan, welcome po ulit sa Kabayan Investor Canada, JR,
Kaloy.
and this time po, we're going to discuss dividends and how dividends are being paid out by the companies. Welcome po sa aming YouTube channel, ang Kabayan Investor Canada. Ako po si JR,
Ako po si Kaloy.
at kami po ay nandito upang ibahagi sa inyo ang aming konting kaalaman at karanasan pagdating sa pag-invest sa stock market by buying and selling stocks. Let's start. What is dividend? Guys, one of the reasons why a lot of people invest in the stock market is because of dividend. It is a payment by publicly listed companies like Royal Bank of Canada, Suncor, and other huge companies as a reward to their investors. Dividends are usually decided and managed by the board of directors of a company or corporation, and it can be issued as a cash payment or in a form of stock distribution. Now, why do companies pay dividends? Guys, one of the reasons why they pay dividends to their shareholders is it reflects positively on the company, and it helped them to keep their investors and maintain their trust. And usually, a high value dividend can indicate that the company is doing well and has generated good profits. It can also indicate that it does not have suitable projects to generate better returns. Another reason why companies pay dividend is because these publicly listed companies, guys, they are made up of hundreds, if not thousands, of shareholders. And some of these shareholders are institutional investors, wherein they hold millions of shares with the company. So they have huge and influential voting rights to the board of directors and even who will be the president or CFO of the company. That's why these companies or the head of the companies try to please their shareholders by paying them out these dividends as a form of reward for trusting them or holding on to the company's equity. Now, another thing to remember is if a company has a long history of past dividend payments, usually, or if it suddenly reduce or eliminate the dividend amount, this can be a bad signal to the investors that the company might be in trouble. So take note of that, guys. And a reduction in dividend can also be positive to the company if it has better plans for investing the money, like for future expansion or acquisition, among others. And I also want to explain to you guys when does the dividend is paid out by a company, because there are certain dates that you have to remember if you want to get paid out by a company through their dividend program. If a dividend is declared, shareholders are usually notified by a press release, and the information is usually reported through their website or stock quote websites like tmxmoney.com. Now, a record date will be set, meaning the shareholders on record on that particular date will be entitled to the payment of dividend. Now, you also have to remember, guys, when is the ex-dividend date? Because ex-dividend date, that is the date the stock begins trading ex-dividend. Meaning, if you buy the stock on that particular date, you will not be entitled to receive the most recent dividend payment. And I will explain this more later about the ex-dividend and the record date. And lastly, the payment date is the day that they pay out or they pay their investors is about a month after the record date. As the name implies, that's the date where the shareholders or investors are getting paid by the dividend. Next, guys, how often dividend is paid. The frequency or the interval of dividend payout can vary depending on the company's discretion. Can be monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, or even annually. But most of the companies listed on the TSX or the Toronto Stock Exchange on a monthly and quarterly basis. And guys, you will find this dividend frequency payment on their website, www.tmxmoney.com, or in other trading website as well. Example, guys, Husky Energy or HSC, one of the biggest oil companies here in Canada. If you're gonna check their stock, website www.tmxmoney.com, enter their stock code HSC. It will show you the details about the stock, and you'll see here different tabs. You have quote, charting, news, company, financial, and so on. On the quote, if you click on the quote, below the chart, it will show you the detailed quote of the stock. And this is where you're going to find the details of the dividend of that company. In this case, Husky Energy. So you can see there, I encircled the detailed quote. Then it will show you the dividend. In this case, it's 0.125 Canadian dollars. The frequency of payment is quarterly, and the ex-dividend date is June 7, 2019. And it also has a dividend yield of 3.47%. Guys, take note, not all companies listed in the Toronto Stock Exchange pay dividend. That's why you have to check the detailed quote of the stock to make sure that the company that you're buying or selling, if you're interested of benefiting from dividend, do pay dividend to their shareholders. Okay, another one. You will see on the tabs, there's a dividend section there, and if you click on that, it will give you the details about the past dividend payment made by that company. And I will show it to you on this next slide how it looks like. So here, once you click on the dividend tab, it will show you the dividend history for this stock, Husky Energy. So here it will tell you the ex-dividend date and the payable date, or the day where you're gonna get paid of the dividend. And in this case, it's it's April 1, 2019. The amount would be 1/8 of a dollar, or 0.125 dollar.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. That's all the information you need to know about the dividend payment of the company can be found under the dividend tab. And the reason why I use Husky Energy on this presentation, guys, is because I currently own their stock, and I got my dividend payment in April 1 of this year for $293.75 for the recent dividend payment. So that's the beauty of being a shareholder of a company that pays dividend, because it generates you passive income, guys. And you don't really have to hold the stocks for a long time. If you want to dump it or switch to another company after the record date, you can just sell it to your desired price and buy another stock that pays a better dividend. So it gives you that flexibility to choose which companies you want to own and benefit from their dividend program. So here, some of the TSX listed companies with quarterly dividends are Enbridge, CIBC, Sun Life Financial, Bell Communications, Fortis Incorporated, Magna International, Suncor Energy, and you will see there on the right side their respective dividend per share. While there are also some companies that pays monthly dividend. Yes, there are, and here are some of them: Kiera Corporation, Pembina Pipeline, Shaw Communications, Altagas, Chorus Aviation, Cineplex, and many more. All, if you want to know which companies pays dividend and the frequency is, again, go to a trading website such as tmxmoney.com, and it will show the information about the dividend program of a particular company. So guys, before we end this presentation, again, if you are interested or if you really want to get paid with dividend from a company, take note of the ex-dividend date and the record date. Again, the record date, that's the date wherein these companies will check who are their shareholders on that particular date. That's why you have to own the stocks or the share about 3 or 4 days prior to the record date, so that your name will be part of their record as of shareholders. Otherwise, you will not get paid with dividend.
Yeah, but if you think the company will still grow, for example, you still have the stocks on the company, and if you think it's still be growing, you don't need to dump the stocks or the shares. You can just keep it there and get paid with the dividends, right? So
that's right. So again, example. Let's say the ex-dividend date is May 14. Usually, the record date is after the ex-dividend date. So, in this case, May 15. So, guys, if you want to get paid with dividend, like the example I gave you, Husky Energy, you have to buy the stock at least 3 or 4 days before the record date, so that you will be part of their record as a shareholder. And once the record date is over, it's really up to you. You can keep the stock or move to another one which has an upcoming dividend payment again. So that's the beauty of it, guys. So I hope you learned something from this presentation. We'll see you next time, guys. Thank you for supporting our YouTube channel. Please subscribe on our YouTube channel, Kabayan Investor Canada. You can email us or contact us at kabayaninvestor@gmail.com or in our Facebook page, Kabayan Investor Canada. Kuya, you have last word?
yeah, so if you have any question, just give us a comment or give us any question, or you can ask us in those email and Facebook page.
Maraming salamat po. See you next time.